I'm going to show you in this video how to set up something that is so simple that it can lead to earning potential right now. You can set this up for any small business. And guess what? Most small businesses don't even know that this exists, but it could make a massive impact on their bottom line and on yours. Check this out. And I just want to say thanks for being here. Everything that I teach you guys is absolutely for free. I don't have any boot camps, any courses, nothing like that to sell you. Legitimately don't. I don't say, well, I don't have anything to sell you, and then I pitch you on something. I really don't. But what I do have is if you guys just like, subscribe, and comment the word AI, I'm actually going to send you guys access to my AI checklist. List right here that has over 300 plus AI tools and a simple step-by-step way to get started earning money through affiliate commissions and also through promoting different tools and even some extra surprises in there, including access to our Discord community. Want to invite you all to participate. That way you guys can work with people who are working in this field every single day and learn how to take yourself to the next level. And so far, guys, we're at 728 subscribers. We're actually making our sprint to 1,000 because guess what? I'm going to do something really, really cool. I did something great, sent somebody a nice little gift card at 500. So who's going to be the 1,000 subscriber? Will it be you? Let's find out. And what I'm going to show you guys is actually so simple, and it's right in here inside of my favorite tool, Go HighLevel. And one of the reasons that I created what I do with my digital agency piece with HighLevel is that, as you've seen in some of my previous videos, guys, I create services or I provide services for local businesses who then in turn pay me a decent amount of money every month to help these sorts of automations, whether it be from their CRM, their workflows, to automated nurturing campaigns, to their Google My Business profiles, their social media management, you name it. I've learned these things because it turned out that this stuff is actually quite valuable. And so I want to tell you a quick story. Hang with me because it's actually really important. I was going through a situation where I was looking for a home inspector for a mortgage client of mine in the state of Washington. And wouldn't you believe I called at least 8 of them? I'm talking 8 of them. Not one answered because they didn't have a simple thing, which you see right next to me here, missed call text back. Not one. Could you believe it? And out of 8 of them, I texted everyone that I could, and then only one actually called me back the next day. Is that annoying? I was irritated, and guess what? I'm not alone. You guys understand this. And if you don't believe me, I'm actually going to show you national statistics. I'm going to show you guys right here. This is a great article that I actually found, and it was on an interesting blog. But what I found that was really interesting in this article, it was talking about people interacting with businesses via text. Now, you don't typically start a conversation with a business via text, but if they responded back to you in text, wouldn't you then think that it was fair game to communicate? Of course you would. And here's a couple of the interesting data points that I found. Of course, like always, I'm going to link this article down below so you guys can look at this. But on this, point 17 was, small and mid-sized businesses miss about 62% of their calls. 62%. Do you know why? Because they're busy being plumbers. They're busy being electricians. They're busy installing your AC. These guys miss 62% of their calls. And it's not just because during business hours they're busy, but these companies also have off hours. Have you ever had a plumbing emergency or something in the middle of the night? Well, sure you have. Have you ever been, well, do some of you live in really warm climates where if your AC goes out in the middle of the night, you might look for an emergency service to help you take care of that? Of course you would. And if they don't have a mechanism in place like missed call text back, you know for damn sure they very rarely will have an after hours service that can dispatch somebody right away, or a mechanism for them to follow up with you. It's really simple, guys, and I want to break down the math for you. The maths are impressive on this. This comes from a guy who graduated with a consumer math credit in high school. So just know that 62% of their calls go unanswered on average. Now, that doesn't mean, we're talking national average as far as this goes, guys. So I'm going to show you something else that was very interesting. Don't trust me, watch me, okay? And then you'll see what I'm talking about. Right here, we asked old trusty ChatGPT. I said, what are the average ticket prices, number one, for these types of businesses. And they told me HVAC, $300 to $400. Repairs could be $1,000 or plus for major work. Plumbers, $200 to $400, $300 to $500 for electrical, and roofing obviously can be considerably more. Okay, so the average ticket price, $300 to $500. So we have our basis right there for the beginning of the equation, $300 to $500. All right. Now, as we see, there are a lot more that can go beyond that, but this is just a small sample size. So let's say that it's $400. Okay, right smack in the middle. We're going to use our $400 amount. Now, I want you to look at this. Aside from this, I went down and I asked them, when I put this actually into ChatGPT, I said, what is their revenue loss? And they said average ticket value, this amount they're going to lose, might even miss per lead, could be $15,000 to $25,000 in annual loss, even just for a small shop. Okay. Higher ticket, $5,000 to $15,000 in lost opportunities for an HVAC place. The thing I hadn't considered, guys, was lifetime customer value. If you deal with a service-based industry and they did a good job for you, do you want to have to go out and find a new HVAC guy? Do you want to go find a new plumber? Do you want to find a new... Look, my wife has been using the same person to cut her hair for our entire life together, okay? So we're talking 19 years or something. She's been going to the same person to get her hair done. And once you find somebody who takes care of you, who understands you and respects you and so on, respects your business, you want to stick with the people ongoing. So when they said lifetime customer value, something I hadn't even thought about, I mean, we're talking about over a 5 to 10 year span, people are losing $3,000 to $10,000 per client that they miss. I hadn't even thought about that equation. So if you think a small business could lose $10,000 per client, they don't want to do that. It impacts their brand, their reputation. They're losing operational efficiency, on and on. Bottom line, a missed lead isn't just losing a $300 for a repair call. It can be losing thousands in lifetime revenue and marketing dollars. The marketing dollars is really what comes into play. And this is the next point I wanted to make, is that when I asked on the average ad spend, okay, average ad spend, these guys are spending per channel $25 to $50 per lead, okay? They're spending that much to acquire those customers because the conversion means everything. Let me repeat that one more time. They spend a lot on leads because the conversion means everything. Like Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you miss 62% of your calls, how much are you really missing out on? And if a business that you call just happens to text you back, if you call and say, you call them and they text you back and go, hey, sorry we missed your call, how can we help? What that would do is at least stop you for a second from going on to the next one. And you would say, oh, well, hell, yeah, perfect. Have it an emergency. And if you give someone a mechanism to capture that potentially lost business, do you think it's worth something? I'm going to show you guys the math, how it goes into work right now. We go down across their average advertising budget. They say normally HVAC companies spend anywhere from $2,500 to $12,000 per month. A lot of other trades do that as well. They spend $1,000 to $4,000 per month on leads, on ad spend to generate those leads. I'm not talking about you setting up ad campaigns for them. Yeah, I can show you how to do that. That's a whole other video. I can show you how to do that. What I'm talking about is making sure that they don't lose money on the ads that they're already buying. That they capture that revenue instead of letting it just walk out the door. They're instead having a mechanism in place that helps to capture that so that they can convert those deals and turn them into lifetime customers. You understand? So I'm really excited about this. By simply turning on one little thing, they all of a sudden have the opportunity to turn these into real conversions. So let's talk about it. Let's do the math. The average ticket value, we're going to call it $400. Missed calls per week, let's talk about missed calls per day. Let's talk about they miss 10 calls a day. 5 days a week, they're going to miss 50 calls. And if they close only 20% of those deals, they're leaving over $3,700 a month on the table. $3,700 a month. And guess what? We can set somebody up with a service like this for under $300. They're going to spend less than $300 to have something like this done, and they can capture an extra $3,000 a month. not to mention the lifetime value that they could potentially have with that client. Guys, if you don't see an opportunity in this, I'm going to be worried about you. So to reiterate, let's talk about the long-term and the short-term play. Your long-term play is using services, going back and promoting things like I talked about with PartnerStack, getting your affiliate income going by promoting tools like HighLevel that make a ton of sense for small businesses. Or if you wanted to even have a side business, like providing services like that to your local home-based businesses like that, or bigger, you scale it however size you like. But you can get started by promoting serious, real high-quality tools, enjoying learning and what you're doing in this ever-changing landscape of everything in AI and business. Be at the forefront of technology. This stuff's actually exciting. I get jazzed about it. If you can't tell, I get, I was the guy who said I had my woohoo removed at birth. Well, woohoo! Like, seriously, guys, I love this. You can promote awesome tools, make a recurring affiliate income that you build over time to then replace whatever your salary is, whatever your income is at this time. And in the meantime, you're able to set up awesome services for local businesses like Missed Call Text Back, not even all of the other awesome tools inside of HighLevel, which I can show you all of that stuff. And also you could join with the best, absolute best communities in the world is the Go HighLevel official group inside of Facebook and so on. I got to tell you, I want to teach every one of you guys how to do this time. So from here, I just want to say thanks once again for being here as a part of the video. I'm always open to answer questions for you guys. I answer every single comment on my YouTube videos personally. There's no AI bots in that. I want to make sure that I'm doing it as a personal thing. And I want to implore you as well, in that checklist that I'm going to send you has our link to our Discord community. I would love to see you guys there. I'd love to connect with you and help you level up your game and hopefully one day retire you before AI retires you and put you in the driver's seat of your future income for you and your family. I want you to decide when and where you go on vacation and for how long instead of somebody else getting to dictate that, because that's how you were meant to live. That's a life you were meant to have. And if I can help you do that, then by all means, I'm going to be very fulfilled in my life. From the studios here at the AI Money Press, thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.